Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is good. Let us know in the chats how everyone is. I ain't got any music on just because. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is good. Something's going on in regards to my sound, so I do apologize. There's no music. I need to sort that out. I don't know if anyone's got any advice on that, but YouTube, for some reason, when I share the screen and share the sound, it's just not playing. But yeah, let me know how everyone is. Good, tired. Yep, same. All good, all good. Good, thank you, apart from my poorly dog. Sorry to hear that. Okay, amazing. Let's get straight into the charts as well. Give me 1 second. How did yesterday go? I had a couple of break evens, and I also had a loss on USD Japanese yen yesterday. Let me know if you guys had a good day, bad day, break even day. Markets have just been moving. I don't know if anyone agrees, but markets did my first ever market yesterday, and I'm still in profit. Amazing. I don't know if anyone agrees or not, or maybe it's different, but I think the markets have just been extremely weird. Like since Trump is obviously coming to, sorry, 1 sec. Since Trump has become president and he's putting tariffs and putting all sorts of tax implications on different countries, like it's just been. Markets have just been weird. I don't know if anyone's felt the same, but the market has been a little bit different, a little bit weird for me. Okay, let me just quickly share my screen. 1 second. Okay, perfect. Let me know in the chat, guys. Can you guys see my screen okay? Okay, amazing. Yeah, it's been very, I'd say it's been very wiki as well, for 100%. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So obviously 23rd of April, we have quite a bit of red folder news. So, obviously what time is it right now? We've currently 7:05 in the UK. So I think this is my time. So 8:05. We've got Euro news, Great British Pound news, and any US dollar news. US dollar news around 3:45 my time. So yeah, some news today. I don't know about pretty much the rest of unemployment claims tomorrow, which will be a big one. And then Friday, we've got some no US dollar news. Okay, so tomorrow unemployment claims at 2:30. And then we have some news pretty much today. So should be an interesting day, should get some more movement into the charts. Let me just check. There was nothing, I don't know if anyone noticed, there was nothing on yesterday in regards to that news. But the markets, were pretty wiki to be fair. So I don't know what's happening there. Okay, amazing. Let's start off with, as always, the US dollar. So looking at the US dollar, if we just look at it from this position right now, you'll be able to see that we're obviously very, very bearish, very bearish. And obviously we've got quite a bit of imbalance above here that we could potentially come and rebalance. So for the US dollar, could we potentially see some bullishness? That'll be interesting to see if we can. If we look at, let me just quickly look at the weekly time frame. If you look at the weekly time frame, we're in a weekly level of demand. So this is a weekly level of demand here, which is why we're getting some indecisive like movement. So if you look, this is a weekly higher low and this is a weekly higher high. So that's why the market is stalling a little bit. Let me just let this person in. Stalling a little bit. So, and we've obviously filled in this imbalance. So that could be the catapult to potentially see bullishness from here. We could potentially see the bullishness carry on from here, but it'll be interesting to see. And remember, if the daily is bearish and the 4 hour is bearish, we focus on the 4 hour. If the 4 hour is bullish whilst we're in a bearish range, that means that we can participate in looking for buys But as of right now, if you look at the daily time frame, we've got daily higher low here. Let's mark that out. Daily higher low and daily lower low here. So we're still bearish on the daily. And going to the 4, what can we see? Well, going to the 4, you can see we've got a clear downwards trend. This is our last 4-hour lower high. And this is our daily and 4-hour lower low. So as you guys can see, what's currently happening is the market is wicked up. It's taking out the high of this 4-hour, what's mitigating this 4-hour supply. So if you look at this candle, this candle has a lot of less volume, which could tell me that from a 4-hour perspective, could we start to see bearishness from here? Could we start to see bearishness happen from this time frame? Now, yesterday where we was currently at, we was currently in between, we was in this area here, if you guys remember. So with us being in that area, we was kind of talking about, okay, we can participate that it may go down from here. But one thing that we talk about is the fact that we have, this whole level of supply that we have to obviously focus on. And as you guys can see, we had the breakout and then we've come up, mitigated this supply, and now we should potentially see the market move away if the dollar wants to carry on downwards. If the dollar's going to carry on downwards, this is where we should be moving away from. So if we look at it from a 1-hour perspective, what can we see? So from a 1-hour perspective, you can see that this is our last 1-hour. This is our last 1-hour higher low, and this is our 1-hour higher high. Currently, right now, we are in this dollar demand here. But in this 1-hour demand area. So what I'm going to wait for is, can I see a break of this low? And if we can get a break of this low, then that will tell me that we are 100% bearish on the dollar for rest of today. So let me know in the chat if that makes sense. The reason for that is if we focus on the uptrend that's going on, obviously it's not very clear, little pullbacks, higher high, higher low. These are small pullbacks that are happening. This is a little pullback, and then we just add this bullishness. So from this range to this range, that is my 1-hour range. That's my 1-hour uptrend. That's my previous 1-hour higher low and my previous 1-hour higher high. So what that basically means is if the dollar's going to carry on bullishness, it's going to have to carry on for me from this 1-hour demand area. So if it does carry on, I expect it to be bullish from this 1-hour demand area. So let's see if we can get that. But if not, we expect bearishness to kick in. If we break this, this will be a change of trend, and we can look to obviously sell the dollar. So let's see how it plays out. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys on the Zoom, and also on the YouTube. Okay, so looking at where we're currently at, we had a demand area which was around here, and we had this demand area which is a little bit lower. So as you can see, the range that we're currently in, if you focus, pull back, pull up, pull back, pull up. So this is my daily higher low, and this is my daily higher high. Right now, I'm not interested in any of this imbalance or any of this demand, simply because we're still in this range. This is a valid pullback and a valid range. So I'm only focused on that currently. So again, daily higher low, daily higher high. Dropping down to the 4-hour, what can we see? Well, dropping down to the 4-hour, first thing I notice is we have all this imbalance. If you look, we've got imbalance here. Imbalance, 4-hour imbalance there, whilst we've got this last sell candle that caused this movement up, which is our demand area. So this is where I've been looking to basically buy from if the bullishness is going to carry on upwards. Now, if we just quickly go to Euro USD, and you can see that the range was from, this is our daily. So on the 4-hour, it's not giving a valid demand area down below, as you guys can currently see. If I go to the daily time frame, it doesn't give a valid demand area just yet. So I'm going to cut these in half to the 2-hour and the 1-hour. So 2-hour has given us a demand area And then let me just quickly see a 1 hour. Yeah, so the 2 hour and the 1 hour is where we're getting this demand area from. So one thing that I'm going to be really patient about is if I just quickly look at the 1 hour time frame, you'll be able to notice that we're still bearish. We're still bearish. So remember, this is the correlated pairs. If the Euro USD is bearish, the dollar should be bullish. So we look at where we're currently reacting from. We have, around this supply area that is this 1 hour supply area, and we've just filled in all this imbalance from this institutional candle. So right now we are still bearish. We've still got, we focus on the trend, little lower high, little pullback, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So we've got from this range to this range on the 1 hour. So remember, if the 4 hour is, and if the daily is bullish, and if you guys, hopefully, ones who have been plugging in for a long time with me, if the daily is bullish, in fact, let's focus on the 4. If the 4 hour is bullish like this, and we've got our daily range, but then the 1 hour is bearish, which one is in control? Let me know in the chat. If we're currently in a situation where, let's make this, the red is talking about the 4 hour, and the black is talking about the 1 hour. Let me know in the chat what is in control. What should have our priority? Should it be the 4 hour trend or should it be the 1 hour trend? Let me know in the chat. And let me know on YouTube if you guys are plugging in, listening on YouTube. Let me know on a Zoom call. Please feel free to let me know what's in control, what should take our priority. And this is a little bit more of an experienced question, and there's always no right or wrong answer anyway. Okay, so 4 hours the major pair, but one thing, once you become more experienced, right, is let's say we were buying from this scenario, that's fine. So if we was buying from the 4 hour, let's say we've got a 4 hour demand. In fact, let me just do this properly. So if we've got, the red is talking about the 4 hour. If we're buying from a 4 hour demand, yes, 4 hour is priority. So let's say this is a 4 hour demand area. 4 hour is priority, but once you become more experienced, for instance, so this is for anyone that's more experienced or wants to be a little bit more experienced. One thing that we always have, and I've talked about it in the boot camp, if you guys have gone through it just yet, is we will always have issues to overcome. So one of the issues is going to be the 1 hour trend. So remember, every 4 hour trend always has a 1 hour trend inside of it. So even in this one leg here, there's a 1 hour trend that's going to be going on. Now, 1 hour trend obviously changed. That 1 hour trend is now on the downtrend. In order for the 1 hour and the 4 hour to be aligned, we would need to see that change of trend happen. So that would mean, okay, daily's in an uptrend, 4 hours in uptrend, and now the 1 hour's in uptrend. So from an experience point of view, we are not fully in control until we break this 1 hour lower high. So once we get this, let's say we buy from a 4 hour demand. Once we get this, now we're in control, because now we can expect that the 1 hour's gone from a downtrend to an uptrend, create a higher high. We can expect to pull back for a higher low, and then we can expect that higher high happen. Once we get that break even, we can hold trades. Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. And this happens on every time frame. If the daily is bullish and the 4 hours bearish, 4 hours should be in control. If we can get a change of trend on the 4 hour, then obviously that gives us a lot more confidence. But obviously with you guys on here, majority of people are buying from 4 hour and selling from 4 hour demand and supply areas, which is absolutely fine anyway. I'm just trying to explain to you guys that let's say we would have bought Euro USD. And let me know, is anyone in Euro USD? I don't know if anyone's actually in Euro USD. Let's say we was to buy Euro USD from this demand area. Let's say we was to buy this, and we're currently like a 1 to 2. Let's say we're aiming for this swing trade, so we're aiming for this high, right? One thing that most people don't understand and what they panic about is we're still, so the 4 hours bullish, but we're still in this bearish trend here. So this is still a bearish 1 hour trend pull back, lower high, lower low. So until we break this lower high, so let's say this happens, now we're in control. Now we are fully in control because not only is the 4 hour bullish, we've now got this 1 hour trend has gone from a downtrend to bullish. Now I can go break even. Now I can swing this trade and hold this trade to higher. So let me know if that does make sense. A little bit of value, but for you guys. Hopefully it does. Put a Y in the chat if it does. The reason I was saying that to you is obviously in case there was a sell position here. But yeah, Euro USD, currently we are looking for bullishness to carry on upwards from this area. We have missed out on this trade idea here, which is annoying. What time did that come into play? Let me check on. Yeah, 12 o'clock last night. Obviously, us guys, we would have been asleep. We would have been asleep. So let's see if we've got anything else. GBP USD. So GBP USD, if you can see, this is my last sell candle, which is pretty much just missed. I was talking about yesterday that I didn't really like GBP USD just because there was no imbalance here. But let's see if levels has given us any areas. Okay, so daily for 1 hour. No, so GBP USD is not giving any valid area right now for us to look for any bullishness. But one thing I'll be waiting for, same scenario, is of course downtrend. If we can get, let's say that we can get, this bullishness happen now, I will be on the levels and I'll be trying to see if we can catch a demand area on the level scanner from around this area, 1 hour or probably 4 hour, 1 hour demand area. Put a Y in the chat if that makes sense for me. But if we can get a change of trend on the 1 hour for GBP USD, so let's say, let's focus on the 4 for a sec. This is our 4 hour lower high, higher low, 4 hour high high. So if we can get this change of trend, like this, I'm going to be clicking bulls and seeing if it can basically give us a demand area to look for a buy from. Pull back and then try and look for them higher highs. So that is something I'll be keeping an eye on for the major pairs today. AUD USD, what's going on with her? Not as clean. Not as clean. But one thing that we have done is we have met this demand area, which was unmitigated. This is our higher high, higher low. We've tapped into this level of demand here, filled in this imbalance that we had. As you guys can see, that is a 4 hour imbalance. And we're getting that bullishness away. So let's have a look at AUD USD quickly on here. AUD USD. Okay. No, so not on there. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to do this. Let's put it in half, 2 hours, 1 hour. No, so no valid demand area for this area that we had. But one thing I want you to keep an eye on, look at this. So if we look at the 1 hour, what's happening? 4 hours bullish. So this is exactly what I was talking about. Look at this. So 4 hour here, you can see bullish, creating them higher highs and higher lows. Higher low, failed to create a higher high. We had this bearishness, change of trend. So now on the 1 hour, lower high, lower low. We come up to create a lower high, failed to obviously then create a lower low, and now we've had this bullishness. So can you guys see how now the 1 hour is aligned with the 4 hour time frame? Can you see how, okay, now 4 hours bullish, now the 1 hour is bullish? Let me know in the chat. And the reason for this is, the reason I'm saying this is because, do you guys agree? Let me know. Do you guys think it'd be stronger to basically trade with alignment. So would it be stronger to trade with daily 4 hour and 1 hour bullish rather than daily 4 hour bullish, 1 hour bearish? Do you think it makes more sense to have everything aligned? If the daily and the 4 hour and obviously the 1 hour's bullish, does that not give us a bigger chance to maybe even swing trades to go, okay, we can create a higher high? Yeah, exactly, exactly. So if we're looking at this, let me just quickly go to the 4 or the 2. There's 2 areas that I've been looking out for. So we've changed that trend now on the 1 hour. And there's 2 areas that I'm looking out for. This is where I'm going to be expecting to see a pullback. 1 hour demand. It is a bit big, but again, you could go half of it. You can wait for a change of trend. But I'm also aware, just me being real, I'm aware of this area here. I'm aware of this 1 hour demand area because we had this imbalance, and this could be used as a inducement. So there's 2 options that I'm looking out for AUD USD, and we'll check to see if levels has it fully. Either this or take this low or this. Now I think on here, if you look, it's give this area of 1 hour demand. So this is a valid area that we could look to buy from, basically, which would be uh, you don't have to be you don't have to be so tight on your stop loss. If you want it bigger, you can have it bigger. But yeah, this would be a valid setup for potential 1 to 2. I'm expecting to see if we can get that pullback. And then maybe even do this. If not, we probably will come down to the lower half here. So again, just be aware of that. If you look at the dollar, if the dollar's going to carry on bearish, then obviously we should expect AUD USD to carry on bullish. So let's see what the dollar does, but that is a valid AUD USD setup if it does happen. Let me know, put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. And then I will quickly send this in to our Telegram. Also, make sure you guys on here, you will obviously know. But for the ones who are not on here, they obviously don't know. But AUD USD, of course, I am just aware of that lower area. AUD USD. Okay, I've just sent it into our trading chat. NZ USD, let's see. So same scenario. Same scenario. This is probably looking a little bit more cleaner. We talked about this yesterday as well. We have this 4 hour higher low. Look at this is literally the perfect setup. If you guys are so new to supply and demand, look at this. Focus on what is the supply and demand. Levels is there to help you guys, of course, but what is supply and demand supply? If you can't figure it out, always focus on I always ask myself, if in an uptrend, what is the last sell candle that caused the movement up and broke structure? That's always, I always ask. So what does that mean? Yes, Lucy's in NZUSD now. She's a gangster. As always Lucy's in it. But yeah, what is the last sell candle that caused the movement up? And as you can see, where does the market come back into? It comes back in, fills in the imbalance, taps into this last sell candle where the institutions play, and then we get this bullishness again. Okay, so same question. We've got this bullishness. Where does the market come back into? Well, we had this bullishness, markets come back, filled in this imbalance, and it's come back into this. This is the last sell candle here. But because the imbalance starts there, that's where I will put the beginning of this. Can you guys see? Let me know in the chat if you can see bearish, and now we're moving away. Can you see how supply and demand is always in control? Let me know. Laura, just let me know. Apparently, there's a little mini earthquake going on in Spain. I'm just chilling, man. I'm half asleep still. Apparently, there's a little earthquake that's just happened. Okay. So this is perfect NZUSD, a lot more cleaner than AUD USD. Same scenario. If you look at the trend, we've obviously got from here, we've obviously got bullishness. We had this pullback, bullish, consolidation, and then obviously we're still trying to create them highs. And then we obviously had this pullback here. The downwards trend started to happen. And as you guys can see right now, from this range, it's not obviously as clear as we would like, but from this, you can see once we go up here to create a lower high, we should create a lower low. If we fail to create that lower low, and then we break this high, which we have done, we've now got a new range, which is beautiful for us because now we can look for potential setups. So this is our high, 1 hour higher low. This is my 1 hour higher high. So where did this mitigate? Well, we had some sort of imbalance here, and it's mitigated. Let's just focus on this candle right now. This is a 1 hour demand candle. Okay. So now we broke above here, which is a 1 hour chain of trend. Where can we expect the market to come into? Well, let's focus always on the last candle. The last candle, 1 hour demand. Let's see if NZ can give us any sort of trade idea or confirmation. So again, the range that we're in is this is our 4 hour range. There's the trade that I think Lucy and who else is it? I think it's Haley. Haley and Lucy are. Yep, so Haley and Lucy are both in this, which is again a beautiful trade. Literally a wick in. If we go to the 1 hour, can we see if we can get if we can participate? Okay, so as of right now, no. So we haven't not got a 1 hour demand area. If I cut the time frames down, I don't like that. Let's focus on the 15 a sec. Yeah, that could be a valid setup for us guys. If we can get a pullback, this could be a nice setup to be fair. Which would be, I would just be very aware of my stop loss. If you put your stop loss below the low, we have some sort of imbalance here and this demand area. So even if you guys give yourself some wiggle room, it could be at the bottom of this, let's say. It could be a 20 pip stop. And you could be aiming for your 1-to-1s, 1-to-2s, or even just this high as a minimum. Again, that could be a valid setup because, and the reason for it is if we focus on the 15 structure, 15-minute lower high, lower low, change of trend. We create a higher high, higher low. We come back up. We had this little pullback. Can you guys see that? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you guys can see. So this could be a setup that we can look out for. Again, if you want to tighter stop, you can for better risk to reward, but just be very aware, and this is where experience comes in, just be very aware of this candle here. So if you look, this candle on the 15-minute, if you look, it's basically got some gap left, so we could potentially see a wick below. So just be very, very careful of that. But yeah, let me just quickly send this in. That's 1 hour. If you want to be extra safe and you want to be a bit of a swing, you can obviously put the stop loss below this low if you wanted to do that. If you wanted to do that, you guys figure it out, of course, for yourselves. Okay, so second, is that NZUSD, isn't it? NZUSD. You know what's it doing this? NZUSD. Okay. I think everyone should be clear on that. Let's see what else we can get. USD CAD. I swear USD CAD's boring, man. Look at this from yesterday. We had yesterday I had a break even on USD CAD yesterday. We obviously come back up, start to sell off, and then this wick basically broke me, give me break even, which is annoying because I still think we will be bearish on this. I don't know if you guys, anyone in NZUSD still, anyone catch NZUSD from yesterday, let me know. But yeah, pretty simple. This is our 4 hour, this is our 4 hour lower low, and this is our 4 hour lower high. This is our 4 hour supply area, which levels also gave yesterday. So we go to USD CAD and we focus on the 4 hour. You can see that it gave this 4 hour supply yesterday. So same scenario, this is our range from this lower high to this lower low. Two scenarios, either at the top of the box or middle of the box. If you were done on middle of the box, you would be up still, if you didn't have a break even, around the 1 to 2.3. So yeah, pretty clean on there. Pretty clean on there. Let's just check if we can see any. If we look at the 1 hour, oh, what's going on? Sorry guys, one sec. If you look at the 1 hour, if we was to carry this is a very risky trade because if you look, this is where we shouldn't be really trading because it's so consolidated, so sideways. It's not exactly like perfect. But if you look at this right now, you can see that obviously we had this bullishness happen, created a higher low, failed to go and create that new higher high, which we should have, and we're now breaking below. So if we focus on this range where we're currently at, where could we potentially see the market come back into? Again, you guys who use levels can get the confirmation during the day. But if we can, and we do carry on bearish, this candle here, focus on this candle, is my 1 hour supply candle. So I would expect the market to potentially pull back, fill in this imbalance, and then carry this trend on downwards from here. But levels just right now, I don't think if we go down to the 30 or 15 minute, I don't think it's going to give us just yet. Yeah, 15-minute time frame, it's give us this same area for USD CAD. So let's just quickly look at what the dollar is doing. Is dollar still bearish? Realistically, we need the dollar to break this low. I'm desperate for this dollar to break this low because if it does break this low, then obviously we can basically be confident enough to obviously carry this downward. So if it does, this is a nice setup for USD CAD. Again, if you want to put your stop loss there, that's up to you. I wouldn't. I would just have a little bit of wiggle room. Let's say 15 pips. And then you guys can do your 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, whatever it may be. Let's put 1 to 3 for now. So yeah, if we can get a pullback, this is what I'd like to see in USD CAD. USD CAD. Let me know in the chat, guys. If are you guys everything's still clear? Let me know. But yeah, let's see if that can get. Let's see if we can get that. Let's see if we can get that USD CAD trade. It is a bit more of. Let me look. 15-minute. Yeah, same scenario where it's just a little bit more of a short 15-minute supply. So that is a 15-minute supply there. And then we have this whole leg as a 1 hour supply. Okay, let's see how that plays out. USD CHF. Let me know. I know we've been on for like 30 minutes. Let me know. Do you guys want me to cover crosspairs or a few of the crosspairs or not? Let me know in the chats. What time is it? So let me know in the chats. Do you want me to cover some crosspairs? We can flick through anyway. Again, AUD, Japanese yen, nothing realistically clean. I need to see something happen. CHFJPY, 4 hour, you can see that the 4 hour is, we've got this range from this higher low to this higher high. This is my 4 hour demand area that we're currently in. Let's get rid of this daily. So if we was to carry on bullish from a higher time frame, this is where we should carry on from. Now, again, same scenario. Let's have a look at what the 1 hour is doing. If you guys can see, we are very bearish on the 1 hour. So if we could get some sort of change of trend, that would be amazing. But again, this is a valid area where you guys can look from. Let's just go to CHFJPY on here. So it's not give a area for the 4 hour. Let's see if it's give us on a daily. Yeah, so daily demand area we are currently in, which is this. Go to the 4. Can we see something on the 1? Yeah, so we just tapped into this 1 hour demand. Let's just check the 2 hour. Yeah, so it's give us this 1 hour demand area, which is valid as well inside of this 4. So from here to here is a 1 hour demand. So again, this could be a good position if he was to carry on upwards. This could be a good position from us to look for buys from for CHF Japanese yen. If we do obviously get that bullishness, carrying on from here. So do pair what you are looking at your today. So look at the pairs. Everything that I'm going over this, I've not been on the charts today. So what I'm just looking at is what I'm looking at in general anyway. The dollar pairs and everything else. But yeah, let's see what happens on this. Obviously, we're very bearish, so it is a riskier trade to buy from this 4 hour and 1 hour demand area. So just keep that in mind. But if we can get some sort of if I could get some sort of confirmation, it would be amazing. This is disgusting. Oh my days. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. CHFJPY. What else have we got? What else have we got? That is disgusting. Okay, let's have a look at this. Great British Pound, Swiss franc. If you look, 4 hour lower low, 4 hour lower high. We're currently just reacting from this 1 hour supply and 4 hour supply area. So this could be a good potential. If you guys want to sit on your hands and wait, what I would wait for is a change of trend on the 15 minutes. So we look at this. We obviously have this. If we can see this happen now and we get bearishness, then I'll be looking to see if we can get a pullback to a supply area here to sell this on downwards. We should have Great British Pound Swiss franc on here, right? Great British Pound. Oh no, we don't. Okay, so there's no confirmation on levels for that. So we'll stay away from that. But yeah, if anyone trades normally, keep an eye on that from this area. What else have we got? What else have we got? Yeah, not interested in that. Okay. Did anyone catch this from yesterday? NZ CAD. Let me know in the chat. Did anyone catch? No worries at all, mate. Did anyone catch NZ CAD? Remember yesterday we talked about, let's get rid of this supply. If you remember yesterday, we talked heavily on NZ CAD about this situation that if we look at the daily, we're bearish. If you remember, we talked about this is our lower high, daily lower low. And we talked about this 4 hour supply. And we said, and what we said is, we're in this 4 hour supply yesterday, but if you guys remember, we talked about the fact that this is our 4 hour range. We're still in this 4 hour uptrend. So remember, I don't know if you guys remember, we talked about if we was to look for sells from the supply, we would need to see this, a change of trend, and then we would be confident in looking to sell. So until then, this demand area was in control. Did anyone catch NZK? Maybe not. I'm guessing not. But this was a beautiful trade from the demand area from here. So you get stop loss below the low, and we're currently around the 1 to 3 almost. So yeah, this was a really good trade idea that was happening because again, for our higher low and for our higher high, let's see if we can get any. Let's see if we can get any re-entry on this. So now the 1 hour is bullish. 1 hour demand area. So we just broke this high. So we've got high, new higher low, new higher high. Let's see NZ card on here. Let's see if we can get any re-entries. So I'm focused on this area here. I'm not interested in any of the noise. 15-minute potentially. Okay. So we've just kind of just missed this 15-minute demand. We've just missed that 50-minute demand area, to be fair. We've come up, this has mitigated this. This is our 15-minute demand area here. And then we broke up. Can you guys see this? Let me just show you this. Look, can you guys see how we come down? We obviously come up, we break this high, break structure. It comes back. Where's it come back to? Fill in the imbalance, tap into the demand area. Okay, we tapped into demand. Now we've gone up, we've broken this high again. So this becomes our new range. Where does it come back into? 15-minute demand area, which is this candle here. And now we should see another print above. Can you guys let me know in the chat if you guys can see that? We're always pulling back into them supply and demand candles, always. But yeah, we just missed that trade, which I'm gutted about because it's literally this candle, which was at NZ 15-minute demand area. Yeah, we just missed that trade, but let's see how it plays. Let's see how it plays out. If we can print another high, we might be able to see if we can get another re-entry. But yeah, let's see. I think we've got one more NZ Japanese yen. Pardon me. Yeah, NZ Japanese yen again. Realistically, it's just very sideways. I need to see a breakout of either side above or below to participate in any of this. But let me know, guys. Are you all clear? Does it make sense? Are you happy with what we've talked about? We should, looking like we are going to break this higher low here, which is good. If we do break this higher low, again, this would mean that we look at the correlated pairs for more bullishness to happen. Your EUs, your obviously AUs, so on and so on and so on. So I think whoever's in NZ USD, you guys are flying. Well done. And again, we've got a couple of the other setups that we can have a look at. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today's Zoom call. I hope everyone's got some value. I hope you guys are enjoying these calls that we're doing every day. Well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. How many trades do you set up usually when looking through? So it depends on the type of trades. I'll try and like look at A plus setups. So for instance, not that USD CAD's not valid, Haley, but I personally think that like NZ USD is the cleanest looking one out of like AUD USD, for instance. So for me personally, I would look to trade NU rather than AU. So it's just kind of like, trying to see which one looks better to you. But it depends. Let's say, let me know in the chats, guys, for the ones that are still on. Let me know what is your trading plan? How much do you risk, like on a per trade? Let me know in the chats. Let me know how much you risk per trade. And then also let me know how much you're willing to risk per day. So how much you're willing, I always say, how much are you willing to lose per day of your account? So 0.5 to 1% per trade, yeah, 0.8%. So how much are you guys willing to lose per day if you was happy to lose? 1%. Okay. So if Michaela, so for instance, if Michaela's got a 1% risk per day and she has 4 setups, then she just has to split that she has to split that 1% risk into like 4 trades. Or 1% per trade, 5% per day. Okay, so it's same with Pablo. Pablo's got, he can do, if he sees two setups and he's willing to risk 5% per day, he can risk like 2% per trade. So it just depends on your trading plan basically. Has anyone else got any more questions? Let me know if anyone's got any. Has anyone gone through the boot camp yet? Let me know. Has anyone gone through the boot camp? I had a message from Dan. I don't know if Dan's on here, Dan Hollings, um, which was a really nice message. Let me know if anyone has. If you haven't, that's absolutely fine. Okay, he's in work. But yeah, if you haven't gone through the boot camp and you're jumping on onto these sessions, I would just advise to go through it, even just to understand how I trade, because the way that I use levels, it'd be good if you can understand how how I'm looking at the markets basically. And plus, you will get a shitload of value. Like I'm not afraid to say that you will get a shitload of value from the boot camp. So if you guys can. Have a little plug into that bootcamp. Let me know what you think. Message in the chat or message me privately if it's helped in any way, shape, or form. And then other than that, in the Telegram group, bro, let me just quickly send in the link. 1 second, if I can find it. How do I go back? Um, 1 sec, I don't know how to find out. Bro, I'll send you the link anyway. I'll send, unless someone else can send Pablo a link if they've got it in here. But Pablo, if you message me, bro, I will send you over the Telegram link for levels. But yeah, other than that, guys, have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. Let's spam the hell out of that levels chat. Any to take profits, any trades that you're in, spam it into the levels